and today we are going to put together an Alera Elusion chair. Kind of a harder one to put together just because it has this one goofy bracket, but we're going to figure that out and you're going to be able to kick through it pretty quickly. So let's get started. I want to show you what comes in the box. We're going to start obviously with your star base and your wheels. Pretty simple, just to slap those in. I'll show you that. Your cylinder and your cylinder cover, your seat and controls, a couple of arms, a bag with the screws, basically put your arms together. This is that goofy bracket. There's a little nub on here. You have to pay attention in the instructions to where that nub goes, otherwise you're going to have to take it apart and put it back together again, and that can be a little frustrating. Here's your back to the chair, obviously, and then this little cover that goes over the back just covers things up a little bit, mostly cosmetic. Here are the tools that you're going to want to have. These come in the box. So a couple of Allen keys. What I like to do is use a little star key. So you can find these, they'll match up with the screws. Just make sure they plug into the screws. This is actually called a T30. This is a T40. I just figured that out a second ago. There's also a couple screws in there. You'll need a Phillips head. And what we're going to do is use the drill to assist us. Set it on a setting where it's going to break before you over tighten things. That's always a good way to go. I'm going to go ahead and start by putting the wheels into the star base. Just literally stick them in there, make sure they're in securely. Although you get it all together and you sit on it, and that'll take care of that. But that's what we're doing. It's sticking wheels in the base. It's going to be the easiest part. Boom, we're done. Notice I'm using the box as a table. This is kind of how I always do chairs. It's easy, and then it's going to aid us later when we're doing the bottom. So we'll set this aside. Let's put it somewhere you can see it. We're going to do the cylinder. That's what the chair is going to sit on. Stick it in there. Stick that over the top to cover it. Now we're going to deal with the bottom. Nico, can you do me a favor real quick and video this? So this tag right here, this tells us what we need to know for warranty stuff. Do not remove this. Do not remove this. This tells us the item number of the chair right here, so that tells us it's an Elusion chair of this particular configuration. And then also on here, we can put in the date of delivery. It doesn't have it on there right now, but if we're putting these together, it's always good to put that on there, and that'll let us know the time frame for the 5-year warranty on this particular chair, and you can get warranty repairs if you decide to break it on accident. Anyway, so don't remove these tags. Key point. Arms. We're going to put the arms on the bottom. So put the bottom on top of your box/table. Here, set it off to one side so that it works. Here's the key, don't put the arms on backwards. It's not hard to fix if you do, but what you want to remember is just kind of like look in your head and figure out how that's going to work. Usually arms will sort of angle forward a little bit, and so that's our key there. So we put that in. We've got our bag here with some washers. And Nico, it just goes in like this, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right. Done. Switch it to the other side.
Yeah, kind of just prop it up.
See, you gotta have to, like you said, kind of prop it up. Sometimes you make do with what you have. Which I didn't realize we had an extra piece.
Yeah, there's 2 washers that go.
There's 2 washers. So, okay.
It goes on the same side.
Goes on the same side.
Yeah.
Inside, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the little lock one, put it on the inside. Then put the big one on. See, I told you there's a couple of tricky parts, so here I am trying to show you how to do it, and I'm screwing things up myself. We'll just undo this one and fix that.
So you just set that one up on the box.
There's the bottom. So we can just set that there for now. We're going to need to attach the back part, which is kind of that tricky part, right? Now is I'm going to attach this. There's that bracket, right? Into the back of the chair. So we'll do that first before we attach it all to the seat. This is the little bolt that you're going to use right here. Okay, so it's an Allen bolt. You can use the little key that comes with it. If this is a pro tip from one of our drivers. If you have like some bolt cutters, and probably it's a good idea to wear some safety glasses as well, you can cut this and you can actually stick it into a normal drill and do it that way. I happen to have this little star key that's the same size, and I put it into my drill like I showed you earlier, and that's how we're going to attach it. So, pretty simple. Here's the other key. This nub right here, which is where the nut is, that needs to face forward towards the seat. So when we stick it in, we're going to go this way.
On the bottom.
On the bottom, right? There's actually, if you're paying attention, there's a little thing that says outward on here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says outward, kind of like a landmine, face this towards the enemy, right? That's how we're doing that. Oh, I went a little too much. It's okay, just back it out. We're good. So, put that on my star key. Need a little more torque. There we go. Okay. Okay, so like I said, instead of putting it on like a loose break point, go ahead and put it on the tight one, because this is it takes a little bit more torque. If you're doing it with an Allen wrench, it's not too bad. You can kind of feel it. Yeah, it's not bad. It takes a little bit of muscle, but you get it. Then we're going to take this part and attach it to the back. Now this is the easier way to do it. Okay, so if you tilt this like this, you're going to stick this in here. This was supposed to be easy. There you go. Now you're going to have to use a little bit of torque, seems like, so I'm using my legs, just kind of pushing it in. If you have a friend to help you, that's even better. Put these screws into the hole, line it up, give it a few twists, and we're almost there. I have to switch out my my bits or my Allen key, because this is actually a different size bolt. Honestly, it's a little strange that they did that, but you know, what are you gonna do? Alright. So it's in there, it's secure. By using the drill, I just saved myself, I don't know, 30 seconds. We're good to go. What we do need to do is stick this on the star base.
Yep.
And then also we can attach that little cosmetic cover as well. It's not broken. That moves because it has a ratcheting back. Moves up and down for comfort, so we're okay. You are going to have to guide this a little bit. You see? Right on target. Okay, so we're just about there. I'm gonna roll it off the plastic because I don't know, plastic's bugging me. Sit on it a little bit. That's the butt tool. That's an old furniture assembly thing, right? You sit down on it, you use your weight. Basically, that cylinder is going to be in there, and it's going to be really hard to get out. But you're done. So make sure before you stick this on top of that cylinder that you're done and everything is correct, because it's hard to remove. So we're good there. We just have to put this cover on. I haven't figured out how to do that. Couple of holes right here.
And you just put 2 screws on.
You have to match it up. And then put a couple screws in there, which it comes with.
And you're done.
So, grab the driver, grab the screws. Okay, so these screws, they just came in the bag that the little Allen bolt came in. And on this one, I think I can probably adjust the drill down a little bit. Line them up. Yep, we're in. We're in. Okay, so we're all set up. Yeah, it's tilting forward a little bit right now. You have to mess with the controls for that. Top of my head, I don't remember what they all do, but we'll get there. Seat slider, this little nub right here. Pull that out, your seat slides forward and back for different sized people. This one is the back, locks it. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. So you can do the back, you can do the full tilt with those two. This is up and down. Cylinder works great. Arms up and down here. So a lot of adjustments from this chair. A little bit of work in terms of putting it together, but I think it's worth it. It's not a real expensive chair, but it works well. And then here's our adjustment for the lumbar. Alright. That's the spot. That's the Alera chair. The Elusion, not to be confused with the Illusion. E-L-U-S-I-O-N. So that's the one. You can get it that gives something back. You can get it from other people as well, but it's a little bit better if you get it from us. Alright, have a good one. Hi, this is Dan from Give Something Back in Sacramento, and today we are going to put together an Alera Elusion chair. Kind of a harder one to put together just because it has this one goofy bracket. But we're going to figure that out and you're going to be able to kick through it pretty quickly. So let's get started. I want to show you what comes in the box. We're going to start obviously with your star base and your wheels. Pretty simple. Just to slap those in, I'll show you that. Your cylinder and your cylinder cover. Your seat and controls. A couple of arms. A bag with the screws, basically to put your arms together. This is that goofy bracket. There's a little nub on here. You have to pay attention in the instructions to where that nub goes. Otherwise you're going to have to take it apart and put it back together again. And that can be a little frustrating. Here's your back to the chair, obviously, and then this little cover that goes over the back. Just covers things up a little bit, mostly cosmetic. Here are the tools that you're going to want to have. These come in the box. So a couple